Students, in this class, I'm going to discuss with you the third poem of Flamingo, Keeping Quiet. The poet of this poem is Pablo Neruda. He was born in the year 1904 and he was one of the greatest poets of English literature. His contribution is immense in the field of poetry. He was a politician and a diplomat too. Let's have a look at the lines of this poem, Keeping Quiet. I'm going to read the lines for you. Then I will discuss the line word by word with you people. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would be all together in a moment of sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not hurt whales, would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not hurt his hand. You'll find that it's a beautiful poem which is based upon the human experience that we keep on running before the comforts of life. But these comforts are very far, far away from us. We'll discuss how. Come to the next stanza of this poem. Those who prepare green wars, war with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I meant, what I want should not be understood, should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single minded, it would not be possible about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing. Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. So, see, you have seen so beautiful lines written by Pablo Neruda. Since the very first line, now we will count up to 12. The meaning of this line is that the poet wants to count from 1 to 12. And he tells us to keep quiet, to keep silent. And why does he tell us so? Why does he tell us to keep silence, not to talk in any language? Because the poet urges us, he requests us that at least keep quiet for 12 seconds. He tells us not to think, not to do anything for at least 12 seconds. And then we'll feel that moment is a magical moment for us. We keep on rushing, we keep on moving, we keep on running after wealth, after name, after fame, after money. But do we think of ourselves? And when we stop to think of ourselves, it's too late. So, what the poet wants from us, he tells us that at least we should keep quiet for 12 seconds. And he will count those 12 seconds and we will not say a single word. This third line of the poem, he says in the third line of this poem that let's not speak in any language. Means this poem is true to each one living on this earth because it tells us not to speak in any language. If we take the context in Britain, he urges the Britishers not to talk about anything in any language, be it Cockney English or British English or American English. Let's not talk. If it's France, let's not talk in French. If it's Spain, let's not talk in Spanish. If in India, let's not talk about any language in Hindi or in Odia, in Bengali or any language. Please don't talk. Because language creates the greatest barrier. Language is the barrier to human beings. Because the language which helps us to communicate, which helps us to express our feelings, our thoughts, our overviews, our outlook, our notion, our opinion, our vision, our motion, this is the language which again creates barrier. Let me give an example how language becomes a barrier. Suppose that two persons are quarreling between one other. And if one person keeps quiet or moves from that place without saying a single word, the quarrel will be ended at that point of time. But what happens that if two persons are quarreling and if they keep on talking in any languages, the quarrel goes on and on and on. And this will make the disputes bigger and then the biggest. So that's why the poet tells us, he directs us not to talk in any language, because if one way, language is the medium to communicate the things, the other way, the same language is the barrier to human development, to the human expression of feelings, of ideas. He says not to move our arms so much. He tells us to stay still. He tells us to stay quiet, stay in peace, stay in rest without moving our hands and legs, our limbs. Because for at least 12 seconds we may keep quiet, we may keep still. And that moment will be an exotic moment, beautiful moment, amazing moment. Because on the face of earth, here in this poem, face stands for surface. That let's not discuss on the surface of the earth in any language. Just keep quiet. And that will be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. Rush means, since the morning till bedtime, we keep on rushing. We have so many works to do. Right? We have to go here and we have to go there. We have to finish this assignment. We have to write that. We have to talk to our friends, our parents, and our family members. And we have to do the things, household works, the market. We have to go to the marketplace. And the list is numberless. And we say only one thing. We have only one excuse. We don't have time. And we don't have time. That's why the poet says that have time for yourselves. Think about yourselves and please wait for at least 12 seconds. Think about that. You have to introspect yourselves. You have to look within. You have to look at your inner self. Sorry. And you have to ask question. You have to ask question that am I doing the right thing? Do I have the time for myself? So these are the things which one must know while going through introspection. And this introspection can be done, this reflection can be done, this meditation can be done only if you have time for yourselves. That's why the poet says that have time for yourselves. You must spare some time to think about what have you done, where are you, what you are doing, and is the thing done by you the right way? Is it done in the right way? Have you achieved the things which you want to achieve? So these things are a must to think about. You must know about the presence of mind. You must know about the importance of time, and you have to spare time for yourselves as well. The poet again says that we have only one excuse, that we don't have time, and we realize this fact when we lose everything in life. In order to achieving everything, we lose everything. We achieve something or nothing. Because if we don't think about our life, if we don't think about other human beings, there is no use of using the time for this type of futile activities. Activities are futile only when it's not been done in the right way for the right person in the right time. In the next class, I'll discuss the rest of the things. Thank you very much, students.